Does the success in basketball this year, going to the Elite Eight, help recruiting in football, and to what extent?
I think that it helped because there was a home game that we lost to Florida State that game. I think we lost both games to them by 1 this year, which is just, a flesh wound with salt and fresh squeezed lime in there. I mean, just stings, bro. A team that didn't go anywhere in the postseason. Florida State, that is. So, yeah. But anyway, that's when Mario Cristobal came up and riled the fans up and everything. I believe that was Elite Prospect Day. And it was a huge game, went down to the end. I mean, you never want to lose, but it wasn't like we got blown out by 40. So, like, everybody's like, okay, well, let's leave and go to this other thing. So I think that, if you have something like that, this cycle when, the next season comes around and you have the home games on, weekend days that you have official visits and things like that, I think that's cool. And it also just elevated the conversation about Miami. You know what I mean? Like, people were talking about Miami all the way up until, yesterday, day before, in terms of March Madness, which has never happened before. I think that we had a great chance to make it to the Final Four. We just, that second half was rough to watch for a variety of reasons. But, yeah, I mean, it can only be helpful because as you're Mario Cristobal and staff and you're pitching Miami, right, usually you're kind of going off of imagination a little bit, or the graphics or the GIFs or the edits that they're sending to you. But all the way up until the end of March, you're talking up Miami. Hey, come on now. We're doing great things. And then that kid turns around, and then Miami Hurricanes are on the screen playing basketball. Now, it's not 100% analogous. Obviously, it's a different sport. But, like, it's still there, It's like, I know that this is a direct parallel, so it's not exactly the same, but it's like when Coach K was coaching the U.S. national men's team, the basketball team. Duke had an ongoing recruiting video. Every time that Kobe Bryant, rest his soul, LeBron James, all these guys, anytime they got a bucket, anytime that anything happened, and they cut to the sideline, there goes Duke's head coach. So even if it's in the Summer Olympics, even if it's at a time where you're not necessarily expecting to see the representative of that institution there, you saw that. It's a similar thing here where, okay, Miami had such a run in the tournament that we're watching them, we're talking about them, they're having these upsets, and everything, and they're playing their asses off. So it just kept them in the overall conversation to a point where, I know that Jeremy Shockey's from Ada, Oklahoma, but why would somebody in Ada, Oklahoma in March think about Miami who doesn't have a tie to Miami, right? Oh, my dad went there, my uncle was talking about that, blah, 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 because, they visited, blah, blah, blah. They can turn on the screen and see, oh, Miami. Oh, right. Steve Field called me. I'm a tight end. Or Jamil Adai because I'm a #1 rated defensive back. Or I'm Jaden Wayne up in Seattle, and I can watch those guys, or I can be connected to the program that's or the school of the program that's connecting or recruiting me all the way into the end of March. So it can have some kind of tertiary benefit, I guess, in that way, but it's not going to be a direct correlation to they went to the Elite Eight, we're going to get elite football recruits. I don't think it's going to be that, but it doesn't hurt that, you're basically getting 2.5, 3 hours worth of advertisement for the University of Miami,